Hello, so in this video I'm going to do something a bit different. So it's Battlefield 4 footage in the background. It's a round I was playing and I'm using the M416 with the IRNV scope and smoke grenades. It's kind of my new favourite loadout. It's a bit situational, but I actually kind of like this scope. It still does have the glitch where it doesn't always appear as an IRNV scope. Sometimes you'll just get it showing up as a normal scope for some reason. So it still zooms in and you get a dot in the middle, but it's not IRNV, it's just a normal scope. Anyway, point of this video is I thought I would do like a weekly or 2 weekly roundup video. So I'd answer the comments that people have put on videos, and I'd let you know what the news is to do with the channel and to do with my own stuff. That kind of thing. Basically just a chat rather than a video with a purpose. You will be able to ask questions, so if you have any questions put them in the comments. But basically the idea is that rather than hiding things away in other videos, I'd just have a video that was kind of channel news, questions and personal news, that kind of stuff. And we'll do it on a semi-regular basis. It won't have a particular day it's going to come out because that would rely on me being organised and having a schedule. So it will just come out maybe once or twice a week, depending on how many comments need answering or whatever news is going on. So first thing we need to work out is what to call this thing. So, you know, I haven't a clue. I have no idea at this moment what I'm going to call this first one. I'll just put it up there with some kind of name, and if you've got an idea of what I can call it, that can be the first thing for the comments. What should I call this show? Obviously can't call it the Sunday Mailbox or anything like that because somebody's already got one and it's not going to be coming out on Sundays, but you get the general idea. So because this is more of a chat series, the questions don't have to be Battlefield related or even channel related. It can be about any kind of topic you fancy. So as well as questions put in the comments for this video, I'll also be answering the questions that are put in the comments in all the recent videos. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go through some of the recent videos and answer the comments. So first one is Gaming Gavi, who asked, what is the frostbite weapon? Right, it's not a frostbite weapon. It's a frostbite weapon and vehicle camo. So they're both camos. It's a frostbite weapon camo and a frostbite vehicle camo. Bit confusing the way they've worded it in the text, but that's what it means. Several people have pointed out that Jack Frags mentioned me in one of his videos. Now that doesn't mean that Jack Frags watches my videos. What it means is that when I watched Jack Frags' video and there were some errors in it, I sent him a message on Twitter and said, there's a few errors in your video, this is what I think it is, and this is the bit you missed where it says that the spider bow is actually the Phantom. So that's why he mentioned me in his video, because I sent him a message telling him what I thought about the Phantom stuff. Usually Jack Frags is spot on in his videos. He's pretty good at sourcing his stuff and he's got a bunch of people around him who he plays with who provide him with information. But basically he missed one line out of that file, and that was the line that said spider equals Phantom. So we'll let him off that one. Ethan Walker pointed out that my subs at one point was 6666. So it was 6,666. Which is, I don't know, kind of spooky, but off by a factor of 10. And if you ever watched QI or know anything about sort of religious doctrine, you'll know that 666 is not the number of the beast. 616 is the number of the beast. There was a mistranslation in an old version of the Bible and it stayed as 666. Something that surprised me on the COD videos is that I expected to get flamed quite a bit for not liking COD, but it seems that Advanced Warfare isn't universally liked. So I played it, didn't like it, and then thought, oh well, if I put out that I don't like it, I bet there's going to be a load of people giving me grief in the comments. But there wasn't, so thanks for that. Seems that most people think that the current experience is pretty awful. Now, it could get better. It's got a limited map pool at the moment, and the netcode problem could be solved if they bring out dedicated servers for it. In fact, I think most of the problems I have with COD could be solved by different maps and dedicated servers, but it just depends if they do it or not. There are two very different philosophies between Call of Duty and Battlefield. Battlefield is a PC game which is ported to consoles. Call of Duty is a console game that's ported to PC. So in the old days it was a properly functioning PC game. These days it's a console game that they put on PC as well. And the final question from the recent videos is from Chippies. I think that's right, because it's got a Z and an S at the end, so the only way I can think of pronouncing it is Chippies. Will I be doing videos in 60 frames per second? Well, I had a try experimentally at doing 60 frames per second videos, and OBS just doesn't seem to do it very well. I originally had it and it stuttered a lot, so I played around with the settings, and at best it doesn't look as good as it does in 30 frames per second. There's something a bit off about it. So instead, at the moment I'm doing 30 frames per second videos at 1080p, and that's probably about as good as it gets. I could do 720 videos at 60 frames per second, but a lot of people who are on YouTube are running on laptops or tablets or PCs that don't have a very good internet connection. So going up to 60 FPS is a lot of work when I'm running on a really good internet connection and a very powerful PC, and sometimes the 60 FPS videos don't work for me properly. So I am looking at it, and in fact one of the things I have purchased for the channel this month is a copy of DxTory, which is another piece of recording software, which was about $35, and hopefully I might be able to record in 60 frames per second more reliably with that. Now, of course, the problem with 60 frames per second videos is that the raw file is bigger, it takes longer to render, and it takes longer to process, and it also takes longer to upload to YouTube because the resulting end file that you put up to YouTube is bigger as well. And for a lot of the videos it's just pointless having 60 frames per second. You know, Battlefield 4 News, which is mainly still images, there's no point having that in 60 frames per second. I could upload it in 720p at 15 frames a second and you wouldn't really notice any difference. And I've seen some Minecraft videos in 60 frames per second, and really you can't tell the difference on those as well. So for some of the Battlefield videos, yeah, 60 frames per second would look nice, but I need to get it so that it records reliably. With OBS, I could get it to record 60 frames per second, but it stutters and it looks a bit dodgy. So I'm far better just recording in 30 frames per second that I know works every single time, and therefore I can just record everything that I do on Battlefield. If I get 60 frames per second working properly with DxTory, then I'll record in 60, but at the moment I record in 30, so I can't upload in 60. You can't upscale the frame rate. Right, so that's the questions that have been on the recent videos. I know there are more questions, but I tend to answer most in the comments. What I'm going to do in this is answer the ones that have got longer answers than a comment can provide, or that would just take up far too much room in a comment. So what else can I tell you? Well, the move is finally over. Everything is in, apart from a wardrobe which is still stuck somewhere because I need a van to shift it, and I haven't got a van available, so it's going to have to wait until we hire a van at some point. But everything else is in the flat. So the last thing to arrive was the tumble dryer, which was delayed because it was out of stock when I ordered it. But that's finally in and installed, so the new sofa's in, it's all sorted. There's still some stuff hidden away in boxes, but it's not stuff I need at the moment. So things like all my airsoft kit is still in kit bags and boxes, but I'm not going to need that till the weather gets better. I am definitely a fair weather airsofter, so I'm not going to need any of that over the winter, so it can stay in boxes. And there's things hidden in boxes under the bed, so there's still some clothes hidden under there because it's just stuff I don't need. In fact, I've discovered I've got far too many clothes. I don't know where they've all come from, but when you pack everything up and then put it in boxes, you discover, hang on, why have I got 15 pairs of jeans? And they're all pretty much the same. They're all either dark blue or black. And I'm thinking, I don't remember buying that many pairs of jeans, but over the years I have, and never really wear out jeans, do they? So I've got 15 pairs of jeans. And my DVD and Blu-ray collection is kind of sorted. It's on shelves and it's roughly sorted into films and TV and that kind of thing, but if you look at it closely, there's bits of everything everywhere. So that's one job that will be done one rainy, cold winter afternoon, I imagine. But the move's sorted. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there's nothing I've forgotten. Occasionally find the odd little thing that I haven't got, like, okay, bathroom scales. Where's the bathroom scales? Oh, we left them behind. You know, little things like that occasionally find that I haven't got, but I have to go down the shop and buy something new. Now, I mentioned this before on the Minecraft and COD videos, that my PC had a slight issue this week. And it's one of the reasons why I think this sort of chatty video format would be quite good, because then I wouldn't have to mention it on all the different videos that I do for the different sort of series and games. What happened is I started up my PC one evening. Now this is only a couple of hours after I'd powered it off, so PC had been running fine, started it up again, and Steam started doing an update. So a little window appeared on the screen saying looking for update, then it said installing update, and then it froze. And so I left it for a while thinking, oh, is it just hiccuped, or no, it's really frozen. And then I realised that the whole PC was frozen. Tried moving the mouse, nothing happened. So the only option I had then was to turn it off. So turn the PC off, turned it back on again, and Windows went through its startup, but ended up with a completely black screen. And nothing worked. Control-Alt-Delete didn't do anything. Nothing happened at all. So PC said it was on and the hard drive was accessing, but Windows itself never loaded its front end. So what I think happened is that when Steam went down, it somehow crashed the front end of Windows as well. So Windows was probably doing something that got interrupted by Steam crashing, and therefore Windows was kind of stuck in a limbo. So then I thought, right, that's easy to solve. I'll put my recovery disk in. Simple as that. Problem I had was that if you have Windows 8, there's a free update you can get off the Windows Store, which gives you Windows 8.1. And I'd done that. I was running Windows 8.1, but all my disks were for Windows 8. So put my disk in, tried to recover, and it went, no, you can't, because that's the wrong version of Windows. The only thing I could do was drop to DOS. So I dropped to DOS and manually copied a lot of files from the pictures, videos directories from my C drive, where Windows is, onto D drive, which is my games drive. So I backed a load of stuff up, but I was having to manually do it. So, yeah, CHDIR, users, Andy, all that kind of stuff. And then copy the files, change to another directory, copy the files, make directories with the old mkdir, all that stuff that most of you will have no idea what to do. Fortunately, I'm old enough to know how to use DOS, so managed to get away with that. Fortunately, a casualty of that was the Minecraft folder, which I forgot to copy. So all the progress in the Minecraft series was lost. Now, That means there's no more castaway, because it's going to be a pain in the ass to try and get back to a point where it's worthwhile playing again, because I'd done 2/3 of all the missions anyway. So that's gone. And in the end I just had to reinstall Windows 8, do 115 updates to Windows 8 so I could install Windows 8.1, install all the drivers, and then make a set of recovery disks. So the thing I forgot to do last time, I've done this time. In fact, I've got it on a USB stick. So I've now got a USB stick I can just stick in and it will recover Windows for me. It was my own fault that I didn't have that last time, but the reason it crashed was Steam, so I'm going to blame Steam. And this time I'm going to add the Minecraft folder to my weekly backup. So I do run backups. It automatically copies all the things in my user directory. So it copies pictures and videos and documents, and it copies all those separate directories across onto my D drive. But it didn't copy the Minecraft folder, so that was my own fault as well. So the reason why I lost 2 days and the entire of the Minecraft series this week is that I was an idiot, but if it hadn't been for Steam, I wouldn't have spotted the fact I was an idiot. Steam crashing took my PC down, and then I realised, damn, I've been an idiot. But everything's sorted now, and I've got a better backup routine running. So, that's kind of it for this video. If you do have any questions, then you can leave them in the comments on this video, or in the comments on individual videos if you have questions about that video. If it's something I can give a short answer to, then I'll still write it in the comments. But if it's something I think I can give a longer answer to, then I'll cover it in this chat video series. And if you can come up with a name for this series, then please put that in the comments as well, because I'm kind of stumped. Thanks for watching.